Hello, my name is Frank Christensen and I'm the coordinator of officials for IFAF in Europe. This is the first of 2 training tapes dealing with intentional grounding. Today we're looking at the variety that happens in the pocket. So the quarterback is in the pocket, what can he do and what can't he do? But before we get to the game film, let's remember to have a look at what the rulebook and the MOFO have to say on this topic.
In the rulebook, we go to Rule 732H, which says a forward pass is illegal if the forward passer, to conserve yardage, throws the ball forward into an area where there is no eligible Team A receiver. And kind of a funny, interesting note is that 737C says when an illegal forward pass is incomplete, the ball belongs to the passing team at the spot of the pass. So this is unusual because let's say we have 1st and 10 on the A30 and we have an illegal forward pass, could be intentional grounding on the A25. So the next play wouldn't be 2nd and 10 from the 30, it would actually be 2nd and 15 from the spot of the pass, the A25. And the only exception to this is if Team B declines the penalty for an illegal pass thrown from the end zone, the ball shall next be put in play at the previous spot. In the MOFO, we go to 5 for non-contact fouls, and number 9 deals with intentional grounding. A, don't call it if the passer was contacted after he started the act of throwing the ball, or if the ball is touched. Under these circumstances, you must assume the passer intended to throw the ball to a receiver. B, do call it if the passer was contacted before he started his throwing motion. He is not allowed to throw the ball away to avoid a sack. In some circumstances, it may be appropriate to rule the ball dead rather than penalize for intentional grounding because he was held and his forward progress was stopped. C, do not call intentional grounding if the passer throws the ball away except straight down when not under defensive pressure. He's entitled to waste a down if he is in no danger of being sacked. The clock is not a factor. D, there's no need to call it if the pass is intercepted, or this would be the only foul called. E, getting the ball to within 1 yard of the neutral zone is to be regarded as close enough. Don't be technical on this. And finally, F. If a pass is touched by an ineligible receiver, it will normally just be a foul for illegal touching. However, if the passer does this in an obviously deliberate manner to avoid loss of yardage, then a foul for intentional grounding is justified. By rule, you cannot have illegal touching on an illegal pass. So that was the book. Now let's have a look at some real live examples in the game film. In this first example, we'll notice that the running back leaves the pocket, so nobody's in the pocket, and here comes the pass. It's just really a dump off because he's getting pressure. So it's fairly easy to see that all the receivers are gone and the running back is gone. So he may be throwing it to 72, who knows, but in any case there are no eligible receivers in the area. So good job by the referee to quickly recognize this. So basically the communication here is that either the umpire or the wings should come in and say there was no receiver in the area, and then it's up to the referee to decide if he wants to call this or not. It's always the referee's call. Here he's fairly certain, so it's a good thing to have to get a good flag out early. One thing I would recommend though is to throw your flag overhand, since it is a spot foul. So we should avoid getting the flag up in the air, because how accurate are we going to be with these up in the air flags? And here the ball is thrown from the 40, and let's see where the flag ends up. You know, I like the fact that the referee gets up towards where the quarterback threw the ball, but the flag just does end up about 2 yards off. So whenever you can, try to get an overhand throw to the actual spot where the ball was thrown, because that is our enforcement spot. So in this example, the quarterback moves around a little bit more, and the question is not if there's anybody in the area, because he clearly throws this ball away. The real question is, did he make it outside of the tackle box? And it's difficult to see from this angle, but let's go to the end zone view and get a better angle. And here's the end zone shot, and the ball is at position 1. So we're looking to see if he gets out of the pocket, and he really doesn't. He may get out to where the tackle started, but he never gets out of the tackle, and as he throws the ball, he's back at the original position. So he is still in the pocket and has to comply with all the rules for a quarterback in the pocket, and in this case he does not. As you can see, this was supposed to be a screen to the running back to the left, but as this is screwed up by the defense, the quarterback decides to throw the ball into the ground, but he's still in the pocket, so he needs to get the ball close to a receiver, and in this case the only player is this lineman. So this is another example of intentional grounding. Now again, it's the referee's call all the way. From the pocket. Now the wings don't necessarily know if the quarterback was in the pocket or not, so we need to have good communication on these types of situations. So as a referee, I would move up to the spot of the pass. If I don't know where the ball went, because I am staying with my quarterback, but I have a good idea that this could be intentional grounding, I would move up to, in this case, the A10, and communicate to my wings or whoever needs to communicate, either by looking at them or whatever you decide in the pregame, that they need to either point to a receiver who was in the area, which then everything is fine, or some other way communicate that the ball did or did not cross the line of scrimmage, if that is relevant. Here, inside the pocket, a receiver needs to be in the area. That is not the case here, so this is intentional grounding. And before we go to some legal plays, here's a final good example of communication needed. So the quarterback is in the pocket, he's in the pocket, and right there he throws the ball away. Now the referee and or center judge needs to stay with him, because we never know what the defender is going to do, if he's going to pull him down or whatever he wants to do here. So for the referee, we'll never really know where that ball goes. So here's a good example of a situation where this wing over here needs to come in and communicate that there was nobody in the area, and really for this wing also that the ball didn't cross the line of scrimmage. Now in this case it doesn't matter, because the quarterback was still in the pocket when he threw the ball right there, but the wing does not necessarily know that, and that's part of the challenge of this foul is we have to piece together from different officials have different pieces of the puzzle, and we have to figure this all out. But again, he's in the pocket, the ball has to go to an eligible receiver. In this case it does not. 65 and 57 are not eligibles, so this is a foul for intentional grounding. Now we're going to look at some situations where there is not intentional grounding, and we'll look at why also. So here the running back is close enough. The running back is right there, and the quarterback is trying to get the ball to him. Now I will say that when the quarterback is hit like this, he's contacted and then he decides to throw the ball, unless we can rule progress, this action is on the quarterback. Now it's his responsibility to get the ball to an eligible receiver. Simply because the contact happens first and then he decides to throw it. Now we cannot help him by saying, well, he was trying to get the ball to an eligible receiver. Here he needs to get it close enough to somebody, and he does. On the next play we'll see a different situation, but here this is a legal play, and in this situation I would expect the referee to keep his focus 100% on the quarterback, and then the other officials to come in and point to the running back and say he was in the area, there is no grounding. So well done on this play. So compare the way the quarterback was hit on the last play to this play, where I think it's fairly obvious that the way the quarterback gets hit, or the timing of how or when he gets hit, has an effect on where the ball goes. So this is the other, if he doesn't get the ball towards an eligible receiver, this is the other way that he can get out of an intentional grounding. If he's hit like this and the hit makes him turn or makes him potentially get the ball somewhere else than where he wanted to go with it, we're going to be nice to the quarterback and say, well, he was trying to get the ball to a receiver, and the fact that he got hit was the reason the ball went somewhere else. So either get the ball to a receiver or get hit as you're throwing the ball. Those are the two options to get out of an intentional grounding call. And I think in this situation, it's obvious that he got hit, and that's why the ball went where it went. So two ways to get out of trouble for the quarterback, but this one is really the most prevalent, is throwing the ball away into an area where there is a receiver. And here the running back is there. Now, is he throwing the ball away? Yes, absolutely, but he's doing it legally. Is the running back in position to receive the ball? No, but that is no longer part of the rule. All he has to do is be in the area, and he certainly is here. So this is the typical one where there is somebody in the area, and again, here comes the wing right there pointing at number 13, and also going on the mic to say number 13 was in the area. So this is really good communication to the referee, who really is the final decision maker here. Another foiled screen pass, but here the quarterback is actually smart enough to ground the ball close to the running back. We saw a situation before where he threw the ball away, but away from the running back. Here he throws it close enough to the running back that this is a legal grounding. And again, you can say he is definitely throwing the ball away. There's no way that this ball is going to get caught, but as long as he does it close enough to the running back, which he does here, this is a legal grounding. One final example of a legal play. The quarterback scrambles around quite a bit, but I believe he stays in the pocket, so the ball has to go towards a receiver, and 88 is in the area, as indicated very well by this wing. So good job by the crew to recognize this is legal, and good communication after the play. And that was the training tape. I hope you found something you can use on the field.